Greetings.
Satyrus said you had a reward for me?
Ah, come here. Our spiritual leader has told me about your heroic deeds. All the people in the camp, no, the whole colony, are deeply indebted to you. Take this as a modest reward for all your efforts.
Hello? I need a few things.
People always talk.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
You have to watch it.
Now that's ever likely to change.
Same old story every time.
As long as I'm not involved. That's really
Well, you're probably right.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Let's talk about
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. Probably right.
Must be something about that story after all.
Same old story every time.
I'd better keep out
You
of it.
shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I'd better keep out of it.
That wasn't very clever.
Probably right.
Maybe. That won't happen again. That won't.
Maybe.
Well, there was a time.
I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Hello.
It was obvious.
Satyrus said you had a reward for me.
As the keeper of the ore, I'd like to give you a small portion of our ore for your great deeds on behalf of the camp. I hope you'll make as good use of it as we do.
I want to acquire magic writings.
Trouble ahead.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Wasn't very clever.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Same old story every time.
As long as I'm not involved.
It was obvious that there would be trouble.
Now that's ever likely to change. As long as I'm not involved. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
I'm not listening to all the blathering anymore. Let's talk about some.
Hang on.
Now that's ever likely to change.
Hello?
I want to better myself.
You're probably right. Same old story.
There was a time when I led a very different life. I was one of the best generals of this country. I've spent my whole life fighting for my country. But the nobles didn't like me because the king listened to my advice, and they knew I posed a threat to their dirty business. I hadn't counted on their insidiousness. They used the king's wife to get me. I was blamed for her pointless murder. King Robar had no other choice. The services I had rendered my country saved me from the gallows, but they robbed me of my freedom. One day I'll be free again, then I shall return and take revenge. I shall have my revenge.
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. You should. Maybe.
Hey, no sweat, man. Come over here.
You okay?
I'm hiding away here. I don't care for the trash those guards are pulling off. But I've taken some pretty good stuff from the arsenal. If you need a weapon, just let me know.
Will you train me?
If you have enough ore, I'll teach you how to use a crossbow. Just pay me 200 ore.
It's a deal. So show me how to handle a crossbow.
Okay, let's get started. Grab hold of the shaft and hold it close against your shoulder. That'll steady your aim. Your shoulder's gonna feel like it's liable to fall off during the first few days, but after just 1 week, you'll have a shoulder like a rock. Aim right at your target and pull the bolt right back. There's more force behind a bolt than there is behind an arrow from a long bow, so it's gonna cause more damage.
Show me what you have. Show me your goods.
They are all dead. I couldn't help them. I was not there.
Calm down, Milton. What happened?
They killed the magicians of fire, all of them apart from me. And I was close to death as well.
You'd better tell me the whole story from the beginning, one thing after the other.
Okay, keep cool, Milton, keep cool. It all started with the old mine caving in.
The old mine caved in?
Yes. It all happened very fast. Nobody in the mine made it out. The guards blocked the entrance to the mine.
I met Gorn.
Really? Where?
By the old ruined monastery by the sea. The two of us searched it for treasures.
I'm sure he'll tell me all about it when we meet again.
Lester and I took out the mountain fort.
He told me about it. Apparently, you can be trusted.
Where have the four of you been meeting so far?
Oh, here and there. We meet in a lot of different places.
How could the mine cave in?
I have no idea. Some of the diggers who were waiting in front of the entrance said something about a massive earthquake and a huge cloud of dust coming from the tunnel.
Were you there?
Yes, that's where I learned about the cave-in.
What was that you said about the magicians of fire?
I only know that they were killed by the ore barons shortly after the mine caved in. When I returned from our adventure under the Ring of Stone, the guards at the gate suddenly attacked me. They shouted words like traitor and collaborator at me. I had a very narrow escape.
Why would the ore barons want to kill the magicians? It doesn't make sense.
That's right. The guards just didn't give me any opportunity to ask. They drew their swords immediately. Perhaps Diego knows more. He was in the camp when things got worse.
You should hide, far away from here.
No. Diego and I agreed to keep an eye on the two gates and to warn our unsuspecting friends from the other camps. Please talk to Diego.
Where can I find Diego?
He's hiding on the other side of the old camp, near the back gate. Please talk to him. See you later.
Hey, shh, be quiet.
Hello, Diego. I've already talked to Milton on the other side of the camp.
Okay, so you already know what happened. But did you also hear about the planned raid on the free mine?
How could the old mine cave in?
One of the diggers who survived it told us that they were digging, and they hit an underground river on the bottom level. When the water gushed into the mine, one of the supports broke, and the entire upper section collapsed. Only a handful of people managed to escape from the mine.
Why are the fire mages dead?
That's a long story.
Just tell me about it. It's not the first long story I've had to listen to.
Well then, Luckily, I was in the ore baron's house when they got the news that the mine had collapsed. Gomez was hopping mad when he heard about the accident, and he was afraid that his position could be at stake.
Of course, who controls the ore controls the colony as well.
That's right. Since he has no source of income anymore, the goods from the outside world won't come in anymore either. Nobody will work for him if he doesn't get another source of income soon.
And that's the reason for the raid on the free mine?
To be honest, that's Gomez's only chance to maintain his power. 2 hours ago, 24 guards set out for the free mine.
That's mad. I need to warn the new camp.
Then you must hurry up. They'll have almost reached the free mine.
But they never get through the fortifications of the new camp.
They don't need to get through them. A few months ago, they found a path that leads over the mountains and right to the free mine, and nobody else knows about it.
I've seen the guards in front of the locked gates.
Stay away from them. They'll attack anybody approaching the camp. They are afraid of somebody avenging the raid on the free mine.
But what happened to the fire mages?
Coristo and the other mages were the only people in the camp to remain rational. They forbade the raid and demanded a settlement with the 2 other camps.
They forbade Gomez to raid the free mine?
Well, yes. Coristo and the others shouldn't have been so self-confident. Gomez didn't trust them anymore and had them perfidiously assassinated.
What are you and Milton going to do now?
We'll stay here for a while to warn some more friends so they don't bump straight into the guards. But you could do us a favor.
Consider it done. Tell me what you want.
Look out for Lester and Gorn. They need to know what happened here. Tell them that the 4 of us will meet at the same place as always.
If I see them before you do, I'll warn them and send them to your meeting point.
Thanks, my friend. You really seem to be an all right guy. Go now. We'll meet again later.
Take care.
Is there any news of our friends in the old camp?
Gomez has had all the magicians of fire killed.
No, the cretin. I warned Coristo. He was never to be trusted. We must tell Satyrus about it.
Let's talk about something else.
I'm glad you returned. Something terrible has happened.
Let me guess, the free mine has been assaulted by the guards from the old camp. Nobody saw them coming?
Hang on. How? But of course. You found out about it in the old camp. Gorn arrived here just before you did. What could have caused Gomez to dare to take such an aggressive step? He should be aware that such a heinous act can only provoke war.
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
Collapsed? Of course. Then the whole thing makes sense. Gomez has his back to the wall. He's more dangerous than ever. Now that he doesn't have anything left to lose, he'll do anything.
Gomez has had all of the magicians of fire killed.
Had them killed? Why in Beliar's name would he do a thing like that?
They were against the attack on the free mine and opposed Gomez.
Then we're all doomed. Without the other 6 magicians, we'll never be able to control the concentrated power of the massive ore mound. But in spite of that, I thank you for passing this dangerous message on to me.
When you sent me to the magicians of fire, you mentioned there was somebody.
Well, I had hoped we could make it without his help, but the way things are developing...
Who is he?
All right. Many, many years ago.
Give me the shortened version, please.
Be patient. Well, when we, the 12 magicians, created the barrier back then, our magic powers were directed and controlled by a 13th magician.
A 13th magician? I thought there were only 12.
Most people who did not experience the early days of the colony believe that. This 13th magician was our leader. All this took place before we were divided into the circles of fire and water. But he left the old camp, which was once the only camp of the colony.
What is this 13th magician called?
His name is Zardes. Hardly anybody remembers the old stories about him. The ones who do just call him the necromancer.
Why did he leave the old camp?
He started to investigate the invocation of undead and magical creatures. Gomez was not the only one who began to worry. Most of the other magicians opposed him as well, and his unholy deeds.
What happened then?
Unlike Gomez, he was no butcher, so he avoided the conflict and left.
Where is this magician today?
He lives in seclusion, in his tower in the middle of the Orc land. That's just about the southernmost point of the colony.
I'll make my way to Zardes and ask him for help.
He's the only one that can help us now. If he knows no way out or doesn't want to help us,
he will.
There is one other problem.
A problem?
Yes. Over the years, we've tried to get in touch with Zardes several times, but it looks like he prefers to remain undisturbed.
What does that mean?
None of the messengers ever returned from his tower. You'll have to find a way to get past his creatures.
Looks like this is going to be interesting. How will I get past his creatures?
If I knew that, I would tell you. I'd advise you to do some research in our library. Maybe you'll find something in the old books about the strengths and weaknesses of magically invoked creatures.
I'll rummage through the library, and don't worry, I'll be back.
May you return in one piece.
Hello.
I met Diego and Milton in front of the old camp.
That's good news.
They want to meet you and Lester at your usual rendezvous.
Thanks. There's nothing more valuable than good friends in troubled times like these. You're almost one of us by now. You're reliable.
What have you got planned now?
Our entire defense strategy will have to be changed. That takes time. Until Lee and his people are ready, I'll join Cord's Provisional Guard.
Are you planning a counterattack?
Not yet, but the day will come. If ever you're looking for me, start here and walk towards the mine. I'll be on guard there.
Yeah, there must be something about that story after all. Same old story.
Some people never learn.
What are you doing here? Don't often get visitors up here. Very clever of you to find my hiding place.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm fed up with the old camp. I had trouble with Gomez's folks. That was some time ago. I guess nobody remembers that now. But I'm staying here. There's too many blockheads running about in the old camp for my liking.
Awaken!
I need better armor.
I could give you better armor, but you must make a generous contribution to the Brotherhood.
I'd like to have a heavy Templar's armor.
From now on, wear this armor as a sign of the highest honor.
Awaken!
I want to acquire magic writings.
Awaken!
How can I reach the focus?
Master Iberian used to say, a student tries to move things with his hands and feet. The master moves them with his spiritual powers.
How are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing here?
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
So?
All the magicians of fire are dead. Gomez had them assassinated.
It won't be easy to straighten that out.
I met Diego and Milton in front of the old camp. They want a meeting at the usual place.
It was about time!
What happens now?
I'm gonna stay here a bit longer to study the old books.
I don't understand.
Master Iberian used to say, a student tries to move things with his hands and feet. The master moves them with his spiritual powers.
Okay, I get the point.
Take care.
Thank you. I'll be on my way now.
May the sleeper protect you.
Hold on, who's talking to me? You are talking to me? How did you get into my head? You are what? The servant of your master? You seem to be a creature from hell. You want me to be silent? Is your master's name perhaps Zardas? Oh right, so names are not important. Okay, I'll just assume that this here is the Tower of Zardas. I have to talk to your master. Me? Unworthy? What kind of test? Ah, I understand. Whoever wants to talk to your master must prove worthy first. Hold on, what was that? The proof? Victory over what? Victory over the elements? Stone? Ice? Fire? Here's the heart of a stone golem. What? Right! Worthy proofs! Missing? 2 are still missing? Is this heart of an ice golem the proof? Duality? The second proof? 1 is still remaining? What about this heart of a fire golem? Perfection? I'm worthy? If that's the case, I'd like to speak to your master now. Counter evidence? What kind of counter evidence? A rune? A rune for me? Well, then I'll accept the rune of teleportation as a sign of worthiness. Mortal? Who? Me? Okay, I'm on my way.